Welcome to the deep dive. We dig into interesting sources to pull out, well, the most important insights for you. And today, we're jumping into something really eye-opening. It's about the subtle power words have in leadership, in team development. Our mission really is to unpack this compelling new article from Phoenix Performance Partners. It's called Empowering Others Through Words, written by Kevin Davis. And it starts with this powerful idea. Every single chat you have with your team, it either makes them feel like more is possible or less. It expands or contracts their world.
Exactly. And what's fascinating here, I think, is that this isn't just about, soft skills or simply being nice. No, this is really about strategic, intentional communication. It's designed for actual, tangible results. The article even points to research showing that just small, subtle word changes, they can boost team performance by, get this, 40%.
Wow, 40%.
Yeah. It's huge. That's not just a number, right? It really shows how our words can almost like rewire possibilities in people's minds. Think about that effect compounding over time in a team. That's the real power here. So we're going to dig into the how. How does this work? We'll look at 4 specific dimensions of this empowering language the article lays out.
That 40%, it really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? Makes you consider your own words, maybe things you say without even thinking, and how they're landing with people. The article kicks off with this quote from Peggy O'Mara: "The way we talk to our children becomes their inner voice." Now, just map that onto the workplace for a second. Our words, as leaders, as colleagues, they essentially become the inner voice of our team members. It's pretty profound when you think about it like that. The core idea, again, is your language is either building their confidence, helping them be independent, or maybe without meaning to, is keeping them dependent on you. There's a spectrum.
And we connect this to the wider picture. The article smartly brings in Carol Dweck's research from Stanford. She's, the expert on growth mindset. Her findings are just spot on here. She found students praised for their effort, like, you worked really hard on this. They showed 40% greater improvement on the next tasks.
40% again. That's consistent.
Right, compared to students just told, you're so smart. And this really highlights a critical difference, doesn't it? Praising effort reinforces things: people control, persistence, strategy, learning. It builds what we call self-efficacy.
Okay.
That belief that I can do this, that belief fuels growth. But praising innate ability like you're smart, well, that can lead to a fixed mindset. Failure feels like proof you lack something fundamental.
Ah, I see.
So people might actually shy away from challenges because they're afraid of, proving they aren't smart after all. And that is precisely the difference between limiting and empowering language. One builds resilience, the other can actually cap potential.
That really drives the point home. And I think what stands out to me is how easy it is to unintentionally limit people, even when you think you're being supportive. Let's look at the example the article gives. It compares limiting language versus empowering language when a team member makes a mistake. Happens all the time, right? So the limiting language response is, don't worry about it, I'll just fix this myself. Next time, be more careful. Okay. Now contrast that with the empowering language. I can see you put thought into this approach. Let's walk through what happens so you'll catch this type of issue yourself next time.
What really jumps out at you about the difference there? What's the long-term impact?
Oh, the difference is huge. Even though that first one sounds kind of supportive, right? Don't worry.
Yeah, it seems helpful on the surface.
But saying, I'll just fix this myself, subtly implies you're not capable of fixing this, or maybe even learning from it properly. It fosters dependence. Over time, it chips away at confidence. That person learns, okay, when I hit a snag, I take it to the boss, not, how do I figure this out?
Right. They stop trying to solve it themselves. Exactly. But the second response, that's like a mini masterclass in empowerment. It starts by acknowledging their effort. I see you put thought into this. That respects their thinking. And then it focuses on building their capacity. Let's walk through it so you'll catch it next time. It's all about empowering them to grow, to own their learning. It shifts from just fixing a problem to creating a learning opportunity. It's transformative, not just transactional.
That makes total sense for development. But, I can hear some leaders thinking, I just don't have time for that kind of hand-holding. What's the quick mindset shift needed there?
That's a really common pushback, especially when things are moving fast. The mental shift is realizing this. Fixing it yourself might save maybe 2 minutes right now, but it costs you hours down the line because you haven't built their capability. You're basically signing yourself up to fix similar problems again and again. The empowering approach. That's an investment. You'd invest a bit more time up front to build capacity, saving you much more time later.
Okay, so it's not hand-holding, it's capacity building.
Precisely. The shift is from how fast can I fix this,
Mhm.
to how effectively can I help them learn to fix this and things like it themselves. Build problem solvers, not just problem bringers.
I like that framing, an investment in future efficiency. And what I really appreciate about this article is that it doesn't just stay theoretical, it gives us these concrete strategies. Phoenix Performance Partners lay out 4 specific dimensions of empowering language. They frame them as practical shifts we can actually start making. So first up is capability language. This is all about focusing on what people can learn, what they can achieve, instead of accidentally highlighting, what they might not be able to do yet. So instead of saying something like, this might be too advanced for you, which kind of shuts things down.
Right, it puts a ceiling on it.
Exactly. The article suggests trying, this will stretch your skills in exactly the right way. Just that simple rephrasing from a potential barrier to a growth opportunity, it must completely change the script running in that team member's head. It goes from, maybe I can't, to, okay, this is a challenge, but my leader thinks I can grow into it, sets a totally different expectation.
Absolutely. And building on that idea of capability, the next dimension is ownership language. This is crucial. It's about helping people take real responsibility for outcomes, shifting them away from feeling like things just happen to them.
Like blaming external factors.
Exactly. Shifting them towards an internal sense of control where they feel they have agency. So the example given, instead of the client was being unreasonable, which puts all the blame externally.
Yeah, we've all heard that one.
Right. Try asking, what could we do differently to manage client expectations next time? See the shift. It moves from sort of a victim stance to a proactive, solution-focused one. It builds accountability. It empowers people to look for what they can influence, what they can learn, rather than just getting stuck on external factors they can't control. It's about agency.
That's a really powerful shift from just observing the problem to actively engaging with solutions. Okay, then there's growth language. This one's about framing challenges, even setbacks or failures, as opportunities to learn and get better, not as, threats or signs of incompetence.
The mindset piece again.
Totally. The article suggests instead of saying, this project failed, which sounds so final, so negative.
Right, like a dead end.
Yeah. Try saying, this project taught us valuable lessons about her approach.
Yeah.
It's a complete reframing, isn't it? Takes a setback and immediately turns it into an investment for the future. It fosters a culture where trying things, even if they don't work out perfectly, is seen as valuable learning. That's the language of resilience, really.
It absolutely is. And that leads beautifully into the final dimension, purpose language. This is all about connecting the dots, linking what people do every day, even the tasks that might seem kind of mundane.
Like updating a database, maybe.
Exactly like updating a database. Instead of just saying, I need you to update this database, which feels like just a task, a chore, try connecting it. This database update helps our sales team respond faster to customer needs, which helps us build stronger client relationships.
Ah, okay. So they see why it matters.
Precisely. When you connect even small tasks to the bigger picture, to the mission, to the impact on customers or colleagues, it massively boosts motivation and engagement. People see their work isn't just a to-do list item. It's a vital part of something larger. It gives meaning to the effort, and that meaning is a powerful, powerful driver.
Okay, so those are the 4 dimensions: capability, ownership, growth, and purpose. Really practical frameworks. But how do we, make this real? How do we weave this into the daily grind? The article has this great section, Your Daily Practice, which gives some really concrete shifts. Like, instead of jumping in to solve everything yourself, ask first, what's your thinking on how to approach this? Let them lead.
Put the ball on their court.
Yeah. Or just assume competence from the start. Say things like, I know you'll handle this well. It sets a positive expectation. And when things do go sideways, focus on learning, not blame. Ask, okay, what did we learn here? And I love this one. Assume growth is inevitable. Say, when you master this, not if you can learn this.
Such small shifts in phrasing.
Tiny shifts, but making them consistently. That's where the transformation happens. It's almost like, trying to stop saying, or like you suddenly notice how often you do it when you start paying attention.
That's a great analogy. And the payoff for that attention, that consistency, is what the article calls the ripple effect. It talks about how your language as a leader becomes your leadership DNA. It sets the tone. When you consistently use empowering language, you're essentially giving your team permission, encouraging them really to speak that way too.
Wow, so it spreads.
It spreads
Yeah.
to each other, to other teams, even to customers. Imagine the impact of everyone shifting from just good job to I really value the thought and care you put into this. This isn't just theory, it's how culture actually changes one conversation at a time. Team members start asking growth questions, not just flagging problems. They acknowledge effort, not just outcomes. They focus on solutions, not blame. The compound effect is incredible. It builds this upward spiral of confidence, capability, and importantly, psychological safety across the whole organization. It helps everyone feel seen, heard, and able to contribute their best.
It sounds amazing, truly impactful. We can all see the benefits in theory. But let's be real. For someone starting out, changing these deeply ingrained language habits, that's hard. It feels like breaking a really old habit.
Yeah.
What's maybe the first mental hurdle leaders need to get over to really embrace this?
Yeah, that's a fair point. It is hard work initially. I think the biggest mental barrier is often that feeling of, I don't have time for this, or
Yes.
thinking it's somehow soft or less efficient. Leaders often get rewarded for quick fixes, for being decisive, right?
True.
But like we said, that short-term fix often breeds long-term dependence. So the mindset shift needed is recognizing empowering language isn't really about being slow or soft. It's about building self-sufficiency in your team. It's strategic efficiency. It's moving from being the hero who has all the answers to being the architect who designs a team capable of finding the answers.
Hero to architect. I like that.
Once you genuinely commit to building that long-term capacity, the motivation to change your language follows more naturally. It stops feeling like just another task and starts feeling like a fundamental investment in everyone's success, including your own.
That's a great way to think about it, an investment. And to help us make that investment, the article lays out a clear challenge, your challenge, they call it. For the next week, just focus on one dimension each day. Intentionally practice it. So like Monday, capability language. Try saying, I'm confident you can figure this out, or this is a great chance to stretch yourself. Tuesday, ownership language. Maybe ask, what's within your control here? Or how could we approach this differently next time?
Focus on agency.
Exactly. Wednesday, growth language. Use phrases like, every challenge like this makes the team stronger, or what's the key takeaway from this? And Thursday, purpose language. Connect the dots. This work directly helps our customers buy a Carré. Or finishing this report helps us make smarter decisions. The idea is just to practice, and then, importantly, notice the responses. Watch how people react, their body language, the ideas that start popping up.
And that observation leads right into the article's bottom line, which is this. Your words are incredibly powerful tools. They aren't just carrying information. They are actively shaping what your team believes they are capable of doing. Every conversation, every interaction is this pivotal moment where you can either expand someone's sense of what's possible for them, or maybe without meaning to, you limit it. So the call to action for leaders is crystal clear. Use your words with intention. Use them to build confidence, to encourage ownership, to help people uncover strengths they didn't even know they possessed, and to link their daily work to something meaningful. You're essentially sculpting potential with every phrase.
Wow. Sculpting potential. That's powerful. So, what does this all boil down to for you listening right now? It means maybe taking a pause. Reflecting on your own typical language. Do your words consistently lift people up, expand their horizons? Or are there maybe subtle ways you might be, holding them back without realizing? The article really hammers home that your words can change not just performance numbers, but actual lives. Think about that impact. So the question to leave you with is, what kind of future are you speaking into existence? For the people you lead, and maybe even for yourself. It's a big question, goes way beyond just the office.
It really does. And this deep dive, it's really just scratching the surface, isn't it? It's an invitation to think more critically, more consciously about the language we use every single day. Intentional, empowering language. It's not just some fancy leadership technique. It's fundamental to building a workplace that's more resilient, more innovative, and honestly just more humanly connected. It's about creating an environment where everyone feels valued, capable, and motivated to bring their best. That's how you build truly successful teams.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the amazing and very practical power of empowering language. We hope you take these ideas and start, sculpting that more empowering future one conversation at a time. Until next time.